find me on PlayStation Network as Artist Poet. Come and join my games. Anyway, today I want to talk a little bit about. I want to start the video off. This is going to be a gameplay video. I'm going to be doing Iron Banner for the most part, and some forges, of course. I always do forges. I can't find that stupid chest. I always forget where the fuck it is. So yeah, I want to start off talking a little bit about favorite rifles. My favorite rifle. This actually is the rifle in my hand right now. This is the drum roll, please. The Duty Bound. Well, of course, because Bungie can't fucking ever make their cue. I love this gun. Got this gun from Titan, of course. As you can see, it's, it'll talk about that. There's Sloane's little quote right here. Due respect, Commander, I was there when the Hive found us on Earth. I was there when we stopped them on Titan. And I'll be there when we wipe them out. Exactly the way I feel about the Hive. Yeah, my first experience with the Hive, obviously, with a lot of people, was Cosmodrome, Rustlands, that Rocket Yard. I love the Rocket Yard. Oh, I miss the Rocket Yard. Sometimes I keep an empty slot in my character list, simply so I can remake a hunter and take them into the Cosmodrome and play around with all those different little spots, those little fighting spots. It's good fun. But anyway, she does not have the absolute best perks and not in my opinion, but in many content providers' opinions. We can re-roll the masterwork. This is fucking, I love that. Right now she's got a range perk, a range buff on her, so that's good. But yeah, it comes with Zen Moment, which is my thing. Rampage is great when you're clearing hordes of mobs. The ricochet rounds, the accuratize rounds, these are like staples right here of most rifles. The fast draw IS is perfect. It gives a nice crisp snappiness to it. And then if you want to go ahead and just kind of pick off on the run, that's the red dot ORS1. So there's many things I like about the gun, the handling, the targeting, everything like that. That's a nice little scope down there, right there, and I'll show you what the zoom is. And I'm sure this gun's been reviewed a million times. It's been around since Destiny 2 started. Since it was not too snappy. I don't ADS traditionally right off the bat. I'm not a run scoper like a lot of players are. They run and then scoop. They run and then they scoop. I actually will lead up a target with some hip fire, some center of the mass kind of shit. Maybe get some stagger out of that. And when they're flinching and shit, that's when I'll go ahead and hit the head. Like say for instance,
a fallen containment
that thing right there, that's our target. So I'll go up and pop, and then bam, take it right up to the head. Does it burn a hit? Does it burn a clip sometimes? Yeah, it does. I will scope with this best because these guys are predictable. And I'm just fucking around right now. I'm only actually here to pick up shit from Spider, but what the fuck? Let's get on this. This is good fun. You can get to see how she works in full play mode. This doesn't get a really high rating, like I said, with many of the content providers, because there are so many better guns out there. They like to say. I know 600 RPM is kind of the meta right now in the game. So what a coincidence! She is a 600 RPM meta. And I was favoring things like the breakneck for a long time, but that's only because just totally missed those shots over the head. I play other games, and so in other games sometimes the hitbox is a little bit more forgiving. I don't know if these guys are going to go for the heroic. She's got a slight pull to the right when it comes to the recoil, which is okay for me because, like I said, I do a lot of center of mass kind of shots. Yeah, they're just going for a burn on this guy. Oh well. Monte Carlo. He's playing as an hunter, so that's expected because of the whole, punches. But whatever. So yeah, one of my favorite rifles right here. The breakneck comes up a lot in my playlist because. Like we're going for that snapshot right there. Not really working. I'm doing the gunsmith's bounties. So just gonna PBR you, dude. It's okay, man. You're good. Walk it off. You'll be all right. Don't worry, Jody's taking care of your girl. But anyway, so yeah, I like the way the rifle sounds. Even it's like the Suros is really nice, but it's very distinctive sound to it. Sounds like someone's smacking on pie plates. Um, and the Monte Carlo I like because it's got a nice burr, kind of a buzz to it, nice buzz to it. This one here has a nice classic, hammer hit kind of to it, and it's a good rhythm, a good cadence to run with. And you can actually get double taps off of it. They're not powerful double taps, but they are good. So I need some simulation seeds, because apparently my stores are low, and I don't go to Mercury near as much as I should.
Good choice, my friend.
Yeah, what am I going to do with legendary shards, hey? Right? You know what I'm right? You know I'm right, don't you? You know I'm right. Let's actually check the materials. So I got a couple of these little fuckers burning a hole in my pocket. I want to go and infuse some things, bring up the power levels. And Banshee's doing it with simulation C's and I think phase needles. But I try to keep about 100 of each, in my inventory if I can manage that. So God bless, or Traveler bless the spider for being so generous and providing.
Approve.
I think this would be enough right there. Okay, then we go to the needles.
Good choice, my friend. You have good taste.
There's really no excuse why I don't have more phase needles. I mean, I'm on IO pretty much a lot. It's kind of ridiculous. Alright, that should do us. Yes. In the meantime, while we're in the director, let's take a look and see what the community's been doing. Yay! We're at 41% of the EDZ progress, so some people picking at the moon and IO. I'm imagining that we're not going to see too much jump in the moon and the IO until they become the relevant drop zones. But we only have 25 days. So if the rotation is EDZ, moon, and then IO, we should probably, Media being the EDZ, Xbox being the moon, and of course PlayStation being the IO. That'd be kind of neat to see these numbers. But I'm feeling there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Background shit going on as far as this event is concerned. I don't know. It's just everything from a little bit before Guardian Games has kind of felt a little scripted.
I think the Awoken
That's
will
the word.
find my
I mean, every game
prices
should
are-
have a plan, because if you look at a game from its narrative perspective, which seems to be the driving force behind a lot of video games anymore, rather than just dropping in and killing shit or solving puzzles. Any kind of project like this that you deal with an audience, a large group audience too, that's vocal community audience, you want to have some kind of a script. You need to have some kind of a roadmap or plan, and then you take things as it goes from there. Now, when you play tabletop RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, Shadowrun, and now Cyberpunk 2077's got a new system out that I am aching to buy, but I have one player in my immediate group, and she barely has the time to put into a campaign of any size. So we run quick little, 30, 45 minute sessions, encounters, kind of like a board game night kind of thing. But it's a playstyle that I've been used to since I was in grade school, because when I started playing D&D, we played during recess. You had maybe like a 10, 15-minute recess. The first 5 minutes of which was, mandatory running around the yard screaming your lungs out. Because history is fun, and English is okay, and math was challenging, but social studies is just fucking mind-boggling for a 10-year-old, 12-year-old. It's like you just go running out the classroom going nuts. So the first 5 minutes is mandatory running around and screaming your lungs off, being a goof, trying to impress the girls, and then the rest was like, sit down at a bench and, roll some dice and push some pencils. And then the nuns would come along and say, "You can't roll dice, that's gambling." We'd try to explain to them it was a game. And they're like, no,
I
still
think
no
I
dice,
have
no
something.
dice allowed. And so we
Back from
actually
the
would
hunt, I see.
put numbers into one of our sweater pockets. Whoever was the dungeon master would put numbers into the sweater pocket, and then we would pull out, or he would actually pull out the tab and say, okay, well, this is, the roll, and then we all started doing it, and then we just basically just stopped rolling dice altogether. And if a player described an action that seemed feasible, then the DM would make a logical decision, hopefully logical decision. There wasn't very much
Hi
bias in
there.
our group. We were all pretty mellow in that respect. Um, but yeah, so Dungeons and Dragons, I was talking about, scripts and all that stuff. So the Dungeon Master sits down the campaign, typically with a roadmap, an idea, a
Guardian.
plot, and he tries to get the players to stay in the story, so to speak. But players are players, and they want to do things their own way, and there's nuttiness that happens, and next thing you know, an entire town is on fire, and the guard are chasing the players down the road. But so when it comes to video gaming, there is a script. There has to be a script. There has to be a plan. There has to be something that guides the game forward and encourages the community to follow along, because it is a narrative-driven story, and you're out there to have fun. Um, and you don't want to have to deal. Should I put down the Epicurean? I like the Epicurean. This is another one of my fun guns. It's got a 700 charge time. It's got, this is the menagerie one that you roll for. You can swap up with higher impact and slower load times. It's not that much of an up, honestly. But that 40 extra beats, that's really viable. This is good for
Not gonna
stability if you're
jam
a
on me
gunner,
this
if you're a
time.
runner. This is really good if you're like one of those guys who likes to lead up on a corner. Feeding Frenzy is awesome when you're in mob control, but otherwise moving target. Again, I'm not a scope runner, but this is okay. If you're tracking an enemy and you're having to keep yourself strafing preferably, you don't ever want to get in the linear scope. You always want to be strafing when you're scoping.
Schematics for this
Um,
structure do not fill
and you
me
have to
with
think of it like,
renewed
if you ever
confidence.
watched documentaries on dogfighting, fighter ace combat, aerial combat in general,
Six
um,
months ago,
I
I was
see
a
a
school
lot of
teacher.
players
The Red War
in
changed
both
all that
PvE
pretty
and
fast.
PvP,
Nothing
Crucible, Gambit,
salvageable.
and the
What a
Vanguard
mess.
strikes, playing like helicopters, where if there was a
Looking for
passage
some new gear?
back to the
I
RPG
hear
thing.
Hunter's favorite
Um,
Ex Mechanica.
there was a game I played that was called. I'm
Another
gonna
hunter
put
brought
it
me
on there
back.
because what
Take
the
a
fuck, I
look.
love this gun. There
Think
was a game
that's
called
it.
Recon, and when I was in high school and we were in the
Lost too
NJROTC,
much
my
when the
squadron
Red
was
Legion
always
hit
playing
us.
Recon. There was like about 8 of us that rotated around with three-man little groups, three-man sessions, and it was a good fun game. Palladium Games made the book, and then later on they made a thing called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other
Schematics for
Strangeness,
this
which
structure do
became
not fill
my
me with
RPG
renewed
through the later
confidence.
half of
That's right.
the 80s,
Let's talk.
up to the beyond the
I have
supernatural
patrol duty today.
expansion, and then Roadhogs was like, yeah, this is the perfect fucking trifecta storm campaign universe. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna have Road Warrior wizards spellcasting fireballs and summoning greater demons in the middle of a rad desert on the backstands of doom buggies. Um, it was a fucking blast. But anyway, we were playing Recon Second Edition, I think it was, and there was a annotation have been asked about, why isn't there any fighter combat or helicopter combat? And the first word was the game is called Recon. It's ground patrol reconnaissance. You're a soldier on the ground. You know, helicopters and jet fighters got introduced in the game as kind of like,
Strength and
well,
life.
the way you introduce summoning a greater demon or throwing a fireball.
Did you?
You call in fire support, you get air support, it would help soften up targets and all that stuff. It's like what they would do in the real thing. But they wanted, people kept complaining about, they wanted, helicopter combat, and then it says, okay, well, we're going to break it down how two helicopters face off. Helicopter 1 lifts off, helicopter 2 lifts off. Helicopters 1 and 2 meet up in the war zone. Helicopter 1 fires rockets, helicopter 2 fires rockets. Both helicopters crash and burn.
Best cryptographer
That's why you don't
ever
have
done
helicopter
by
combat in
man.
Recon. So, in context of the game and Destiny itself and how things have been feeling a little bit dark ride or railroad, um, there's a lot of things that we all ask for, and Bungie and their greater developer wisdom and experience have said, no, we're not going to do that right away. But some of the things that we complain about, they have addressed, and I've been really grateful for the fact that
Do you have something
uh,
for me,
we
Doctor?
have their ear, at least to some extent, and that we don't need to be too worried about it. But a little bit before Guardian Games, things started feeling like it seems like we're doing what we want to do. Like we feel like we have agency in the game's motions and movements, but not really. Um, we are we are at their whim, and we should be grateful of the fact that there is somebody actually out there uh, trying to steer the ship, so to speak. Um, but at the same time, having a sense of player agency is what makes an MMO fun. And now Destiny has always said from the very start, we're not an MMO, we're a shared world first-person shooter looter, platform puzzler.
Checking.
I had the other stuff. Not a sniper fan, but that 1004, buddy. I'll have to hold on to that. Okay, let's go do some forges. Wait. Almost fucked up. So, yeah. So a lot of times, there are plans set up, and there are ideas that get tested out, and sometimes they pass, sometimes they fail. Now, back in Destiny 1, there weren't very many things that Bungie put out that were complete fails. A lot of people complained about Skolas and his poison effect and the Prison of Elders. People who complained about Trials of Osiris being broken were mostly the guys who ended up with the misfortune of getting a lobby of DDoSers and lag switchers. Uh, and it seems like cheating has taken an upturn here in Destiny 2 recently, and I think a lot of us have been commenting on the idea that it's a theory running right now. I'm totally doing all these disclaimers here, so bear with me. That it's all free to play. That people who don't pay to play this game feel like it's okay for them to come in and just treat it like trash with the cheating. And now, me personally, if somebody is on an opposing team, or even on my own fire team, I've seen this happen in my own fire teams that I've been. I rando a lot, by the way, because I like to get up early and play where the connection is nice and clean. We live in a congested neighborhood, and so I'm not even looking at what that forge. Bergusia! Yes! Alright, we all know what this rune is. I'm going to get my fusion rifle kills and then straight up to the wrist runner, and that's it. But anyway, train of thought back here. So, there's been this ongoing hypothesis that it's the free-to-play community that's come in, and because they did not put money in the game, they don't feel like they owe the game anything, and so they just do whatever they want to get whatever content they want. Now, I like free games. Everybody likes free games, but when I get a game that's free to play, that downloaded free, um, I play the fuck out of it and I explore it. Now, I come from an old generation of console players, way back to the Konami Codes era, and finding in-game cheats and unlocks was part of the Easter egg hunt and part of the reward system. Playing these games that were not high score only kind of things. So, like a game I always bring up is Tenchu Wrath of Heaven from PlayStation 2. I love that game, and I am super jazzed and excited. I was reticent at first, like I am about Shadowkeep, but I am super excited that PlayStation 5 is coming up, and that it's going to be backwards compatible, which means that Destiny 2 does not need to rewrite their core anymore. They could add actually more shit to it because the PlayStation 5 is supposed to be able to handle more. But more importantly, when I get totally burnt on all this multiplayer shit, I could drop in that single player thing right there, and dude, I would stream from my PlayStation 2 if I knew how. I could probably sit it there and suss it out in an afternoon. I don't have the patience right now. Um, but yeah, I'm totally excited to play that game again. Anyway, for beating the game on different difficulties and unlocking certain Easter eggs and discovering certain tricks, you can actually get what I would call the cheat mode or God mode. You get it like an obscene amount of shurikens or obscene amount of invisibility, an obscene amount of health, whatever you wanted. I always kind of just stuck to invisibility and throwing needles, um, because I like to moderate it. But having unlockable cheats in the game is one thing, but introducing a third-party code that does that for you is a disservice. It really is. But more importantly, when I get into a match, and it's mostly in PvP, you see this, but I've seen it in Crucible. I mean, I've seen it in Strikes, Raids, and I've seen it in Gambit as well. I kind of always take it as a bit of a compliment You know, if somebody on my enemy team is cheating, or if somebody I'm playing with is cheating, uh, I don't consider myself S-class, you know, or even B-class playing style. Um, but I do consider myself a pretty stable and solid player. So I think it's interesting that when a person feels they need to move up or to best, you know, the team that I'm playing, then that's kind of like, yeah, okay, I'll take that as a compliment. I used to get hella salty and I used to get all judgy about it, but it's not really the thing for me anymore. You know, if you feel you need to cheat because you don't have the skills, hey man, that's your choice. You know, I have to tell you that, you know, I'm hoping that eventually your humanity kicks in and you realize this is I should just, you know, do my best to try to be the best player I can be accepting the fact that maybe I just don't have the rhythm to encounter. Because that's all the gaming is. It's a sense of strategy. Because that's what rhythm does. Rhythm actually helps you. Rhythm is having some things can anticipate, have the ability, or at least the charge, sorry, lost myself. Yes, I did put the obsidian accelerator on because, damn it, doing extra damage to the board. Oh, bugger. Okay, time to swap out. Here we go. You just kind of plow the field. Not one goes. Sometimes they feel like that. Sometimes they don't. Yeah, because Bungie loves their stupid little gimmicks. Alright, kids, that's enough. Let's get to work here. Oh, look, I got a tether too! We all got tethers! Hey, look at that! I wonder if there's a way to adjust the HUDs to make subscrolls, subtext look whiter. Come on, shoot me. No, you don't wanna. Sorry, I'm damn. Oops, missed. I'm sorry, guys. I'll finish that for you. Gotta be a merciful hunter. Now, the Risk Runner is really good when you're dealing with the Fallen, the Hive, and sometimes the Taken. Depends on which Taken you get. probably asking yourself, why did you go for the sword? That's because the sound of this one. Come on, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Thank you. This is what I'm talking about. See? Why would the game do that? Why would it make it so that I couldn't pick it up? Cool. One for good luck. Boink. Alright. Don't stand here. Watch out for these snipers. This is the absolute best spot to start the encounter with. Make sure you're loaded up. Wait for the little shot. Okay, there he is. Now she's all ready to go. Throw your fucking grenades. If you're a hunter, you've got smoke bombs or whatever, throw that shit. Don't hoard it. It doesn't work. See, so you can just step out. Back in. Get that going on. Reckon with some pad control. Do this only if your car team's got your back and they're clearing the ass around you. Otherwise, you can be sniped off the fucking neck and you will have a bad time. Come on, people. Alright, apparently I have not sufficiently motivated the two of you to do your jobs right. This boss could be dead in 45 seconds. I know this. This has happened. Here it comes. Are you ready for it? Lean into it. Now, why do this winner over any other weapon choice in this particular encounter? Namely, the overshield. And the fact that it gets near infinite ammo load. You don't have infinite ammo, but you have such deep pockets, it's amazing fun. It is just satisfying. I don't play with the shot controller on because I don't like my aim thrown by a lot of excessive over-vibrating controller shit. I think we popped it. Nope, still got a little bit of code left on. Great. Let us put a fork in this puppy and serve that hot dog. If they ever... Oh, did we fail this? Fuck me not, we failed this. Oh my fucking potatoes. Well, you're the one who was over there perching, you stupid fuck. You and your stupid summoner. Lord, people. Seriously, dude? Oh well. That's gonna happen. I'm not pleased with it. Astral Horizon, pardon me. Summoner, pardon me. Oh my god, this guy is so trials. Why are you in a forge? Well, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes the activities just isn't your beat, your rhythm. You don't have the timing for it. It's not about your thumb skills or your weapon choices or your armor choices or your ability choices. It's not about your build. It's about you. And if you can't accept that, and you feel you need to cheat to modify that, that's your thing, dude. Like I said, hopefully your humanity will kick in at one point and you'll be like, no, I'm better than this. I could totally destroy this content if I just gave myself the time to learn it. Now, on that note, there are certain things you just can't really do. You want to, you get close, but you just realize there's just a limit to your natural physical and mental ability that just precludes you from being able to complete that. For me, it's guitar. I love guitar. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it feels. I love the way it plays. Man, I can't get my fingers to move fast enough on the fretboard to change those chords to get the notes that I want out fast enough. Ukulele, I'm okay with. It's a smaller board. It's a smaller instrument. I can get my hands around it, but I have like sculptor fingers. You know, these hands are not the hands of a surgeon. Although I can actually put together some pretty detailed model kits, but I have to use tweezers. Um, Now my hands are blunt force instruments, and I'm accepting of that. That's not always the way I play, but a lot of times it is. It's just who it is. So let's see if the next forge is going to be okay. I'm going to mute my mic because I'm going to probably say some really saucy things in a few minutes if these guys are just as much a potato group as the last. Not to be pejorative of their abilities. Oh, I've been trying to look at Mr. Trial Hard. Who was it? All Out or Cactus? Somebody was talking about their top, uh, their four best 600 RPM rifles that they could get, and one of them is the Galliard, and this is the forge that you can actually drop in the most, I believe. So that's why Mr. Metahead was over there. That'll show off all this stuff. I don't know. I want to play Trials. I did try to play a match or two with some of my mates. It was boring. Only because, the guys who were playing just, they weren't even really that good. They what's the euphemism? Amount of luck right next to us as we barely rest in. Yeah, and very skilled at so yeah, so that's why that anyway, so yeah, I'm not, I want to do some trials, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, really into it. And it's not because, well, yeah, there's no loot in there to try and get into it. I mean, the game is a first-person shooter loot. Why do I want to loot? It's not, there's no adept weapons. I would totally do it. I like it. not everything can be solved with black. Did you know that in a peer-to-peer connection, it's even worse to black search because it doesn't just affect your opponents, it affects everybody on the team as well. People are trying to get shit done if they can. Kill it? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you guys. Okay, we're done for the day. Always play till you get at least one complete. That's the way I do it. It's too bad you can't send out upvotes and kudos anymore to players. Destiny service, and we barely even got into the day. What time is it? Oh, it is 1 o'clock my time, so that's typical. Alright, let's go to the tower, because I got shit waiting for me at the postmister, hopefully. Maybe not. Yeah, there we go. Not a coincidence. Risk Runner, the Recluse, the Epicurean. See, this is the gun that I think his name was Cacus was talking about, and I got a pretty good roll. And I didn't even get this actually from the Forge. I got this off of a Black Armory bounty. So, you know. But I play the Forges pretty much every day. If I play Destiny, I play the Forges. It might not always be the very first activity that I do, gun-wise, but it is done at one point or another. Let's see, and we're pretty close to this. That's anywhere. Forge Saboteurs, that's the EDZ thing. Heroic story mission with at least one Black Armory weapon equipped. I did that yesterday. This is really easy to do. The one you want to do, uh, just because it's super fast. That's what I look for. If I'm going to do heroic story missions, I want to do things that are super fast. It won't let me get in there because I'm flying through. Anyway, it's the one you do. It's the opening mission that you have with Anna Bray on the Mars. It's.
Fellwinter would have embraced this.
I think we'll be able to check it now.
I haven't had a good night's
But yeah, basically it's just
every time
fucking
I
up
close my
waves of
eyes, I see
enemies
the red
like
light.
everything else. Contacting Destiny servers. I'm gonna have to reset the Wi-Fi. I think it's not combustion. No. I don't want to do that. This was pretty good. This was pretty good.
I hear you're pretty good
This one's really fast, actually. Both of these are pretty fast. But, no. Okay.
Down to the city and up again. Down
Sorry.
and checking right now.
Throat. She got garbage. This one too. Alright, well, I was a letdown. I've been on the hunt for the curated Kindle Orchid, or at least one with a decent cog roll.
Acknowledged.
A decent roll on it. I have one actually. It's really
Switch
nice.
figures.
But it is not ideal. You'll see here in a second why. Here's your puppy. So you got that rangefinder and threat detector, which is fucking fantastic. And it's got the the ranged weapons on it, and it's got flared magwell, it's got actized rounds. I would have liked for something a scope that gives me just a bit more range than small bore, but small bores is okay. I mean, she's good, but I was hoping for explosive rounds, explosive payload. Pretty sure you can get that on the Orchid. Let's double check. In the back of my head, I remember that being a case. Kindled Orchid, Light GG.
I won't forget everyone we lost. I won't.
Come on. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So, yeah, you can get explosive payload. Still reloading. The curated one has kill clip and threat detector. It's got drop mag, and then it's got corkscrew rifling. But like I said, hammer forged rifling is the community one. It's got the acquitized round, which is the community one. It's got rampage, which is the community one. Kill clip's the community one. But it's on my fourth trade, I would have liked to have gotten explosive payload, simply because it's good for PvP, and it's actually really nice to be used in ad clearing and like things like Gambit.
The Iron Banner is in arms
But oh, I don't need fusion rifles anymore because I got all my gunsmith bounties done. Right.
The time has come,
Righty,
Guardians.
right.
The Iron Banner has returned.
The Iron Banner has returned. My constipation hurts me. Just gonna put that away. Put that away. I'm gonna leave these guys out. I might go over and do some Arbalest kills just to progress that bounty a bit. Not always a big fan, but we'll see. I do have some Iron Banner stuff. Yeah, you can tell I'm so excited to want to do that shit. Let's go do some Iron Banner.
Annihilate your opponents. Reap their glory.
I don't know Shadowkeep. I don't really want to buy it. There's a few activities and everybody says, yeah, but if you're going for Pinnacle Gear, blah blah blah, character levels, blah blah blah, better stat rolls. I'd be like, yeah, that's not really what the game is supposed to be about. Activision's plan was to have a new Destiny every couple years. That's really why Destiny 2 got made. It's not because things were wrong with Destiny 1. It's because Activision's business model wanted Bungie to produce a new game every 2 to 3 years, because that's what they did for Microsoft with Xbox. But Destiny was a shared world shooter. It's a shared world game. It's a community game. That's not something that MMORPG players like to play, and that's why Bungie adopted the narrative that we're not an MMO, we're a shared world shooter. Because with that perspective, with that lie, they could basically, justify coming out with a new game every 3 years, because that's what Activision's contract with them was all about, is that they needed to develop and release a new Destiny every 3 years. Are we suffering for it? I kind of think so because taking nuking our vaults and taking away all those guns, but then just to trickle them back into the pool through the course of Destiny 2. I'm grateful that Bungie left Activision, um, but I think there needs to be a re-examining with the peer-to-peer architecture, especially when it comes to Crucible, because having the benefit of some dedicated servers would also allow for better control of cheaters. It's easier to hide lag switchers and DOSers and wall hackers in peer-to-peer because we're all sharing the connection. So it's kind of like when hackers, then there was movies with the cyber tech guys, and just they're bouncing their signature, their whatever, through different IPs all over the place. Um,
Iron Banner.
it's like I don't think I don't know. Maybe I'm talking about my ass. Changed my mind. But I just feel that having a dedicated server for Crucible at least would probably smooth things out. Or better still, just put some of the so-called endgame content behind that paywall. Make Trials of Osiris a silver thing, and But then again, that could also open up an opportunity to want to have more cheaters, because then it's like I paid $10 for this weekend to play Trials of Osiris. God damn it, I'm going to go flawless as many times as I can manage. And then you have the same situation you have right now, but only worse now because people have further justification. So I don't know. I don't know if free to play
Zone C
was the problem that started it. Maybe it was just the way the community was shifting in that regards. Because the game is like any other organism. There's going to be
opponent took the lead.
There's going to be changes. There's going to be adjustments and shifts and stuff like that.
Opponent claims
I'm
Zone
not
B.
interested in killing you today. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. It's hard to aim, shoot, and talk at the same time. Or maybe I'm just like, Iron Banner, way cool. Yay, Iron Banner. See, I keep going center of mass. I go for the cripple spots, or I go center of. This dude was wacky.
Press on.
What the fuck?
Zone A lost. Zone B captured. Zone
Actually, I
advantage
should
is
say
yours.
this game is wacky. What the fuck, dude? Square it up. It's not competitive, believe it or not. It's just Iron Banner. You'll all get the ammo. Oh, somebody shot me?
Zone B lost.
Okay, Okay.
Zone
Wow.
A captured. Zone C
Oh,
lost.
come on. Alright, I'm going to show you guys something. This is how I think I can figure out who the cheaters are. Okay, there's these guys here. These guys here. I think these two are on my team. That's Fish, Ray, Ops, and Old.
Zone A lost. Now you are the hunted.
Fish.
Their small lead has become something
Ray's
more.
on my team.
Don't
Old is
let
on
them
my
continue.
team. Fish and Ops are on the enemy team. So the open fire team thingy, that's, I think that's a result of the peer-to-peer connection. That's letting me know that these guys are who's connected to my console in a direct way.
Let the wolves
And it becomes
rest.
exploitable
The
because
hunt
if I have
is
a bad,
over.
if I have a good connection, they have a bad connection. They know they have a bad connection. They know they can
Zone
come
C
after me
captured.
because I'll have the same bad connection they have.
Opponent
It's the weakest
claimed
link
Zone B.
scenario. So that's what peer-to-peer does with
Zone A
PvP,
captured.
and I'm
You
pretty
have
sure
the
that's the
advantage.
understanding that
Press
I
on.
was told, and I don't know if it's accurate. But that's what I've seen so far. That it seems like, if they've got a bad connection or they're inducing a bad connection, I get the same shit. That's why you'll notice your bar jumps up and down. The more times you kill them, the less shitty your bar
Zone
is.
A lost.
I see you peeking. Sorry. I got burnt. But you didn't get the bow kill, so fuck off. Should have got that point of the stag 3 weekends, 3 Iron Banners ago. Or 2
Zone
Iron
B
Banners ago.
captured. You have the advantage. Press on.
I don't think people have the headspace to win this match. Silver Shield. There he is. He's doing okay. Eidolon.
Zone C lost.
Wishender. Let's go take a look at his build there.
Zone A captured. 2 zones are yours.
Bat 503. Okay, so yeah, Wishender, Recluse, Sins of the Past, he's a Raider. He got carried. Not doing much with the... Yeah, this guy's really not doing anything. He's done nothing with his artifact. Why would you do nothing with your artifact? How can you not progress your artifact unless you're a brand new character? Oh god!
5 minutes remain.
I don't know. I have some theories about Eidolon 503.
Zone B lost.
Who I'm afraid I've been a dangerous pastime. But this kooky old... Oh, here it is. Clinch up, babies. Arc logic. That's one of the guns that... what's his face? Cactus.
Zone B
was talking
captured.
about that you
2
can get.
zones are yours.
600 RPM guns, totally meta. Now everybody's doing it. Well, guess what? I have a 600 RPM rifle too.
Impending
So far, doing pretty
destruction.
good. It's just my shit aim is not helping it.
Zone C captured. They hear the howls and no fear.
Wow, how was he able to find me? That's BS.
Cut their momentum. Keep pushing. That's 2.
Now,
the howls are quiet.
tell me.
Return to the fight.
Duty Bound is one of the easiest rifles to get. It's on Titan, dude. You can earn it with just doing rank up packages. And guess what? All that
Opponent
shit
claims
counts.
Zone B.
Here already.
Opponent claims Zone A.
Ha! Sorry. Hey, Lady Tano! 182. Maybe not the Lady Tano I have a smell them over here.
3 minutes left.
I smell. There it is. You're probably wondering to yourself, how the fuck did you know that was going to happen? It's just the map. Map awareness, my friends. Location, location, location. It's just like everything else in the world. It's just about location. Also about pattern recognition. And realizing that you might be 1 or 2 frame rates ahead or behind your targets. Oh, so do this. Then I'll do this.
Could have gone better.
We died. Still a good match. I had some fun. Too bad I can't upvote people. Oh, they're going for the lower bonus, that's why. But yeah, because you can reset your artifact. That's awesome. Defeat your opponents with final blows from any ability. So I need to do more ability kills. Let's jump out of this Night Stalker shit. And so what they did was they tanked their artifact. so that they could drop lower point values because they're assuming everyone's going to be high point values. I guess. I don't know. Only need the one cloak because it doesn't have any stats on them. This is the times when ghosts used to actually add to your power level. I got garbage. Severe garbage. I should have hit the recluse, not the risk runner. But actually, no, the risk runner was doing okay. Let me see what this is going on for. Let's put a mod on my duty bound. Oh, I can't put mods on it. That's the other reason why. I think that's why this gun doesn't make most people's lists, is because you can't put any mods on it. It just has this. Which is okay. I mean, I can reforge it. I can get more impact, which is great, or I can get more handling, which is better. Maybe get some more. Actually, there's pretty much nothing on the reroll that would be detrimental, except for maybe magazine. Let's go for more range. Go for more range, and we'll stay on Zen Moment. Maybe I should do that instead. That's a pretty good luck. I wish there was a way they'd bring back the scarf. Now, I mean, I probably wouldn't want that glaring item on my back. So, let's see. Let's see, what do we have here? The Viced. Come on.
Iron Banner. This contest will shape you into something stronger. Go.
Alright, there's going to be somebody
Opponent
rushing
claimed
from
Zone
this
C.
end over
You
here.
captured Zone A.
Let's go find out. Here he comes.
Opponent claimed Zone B.
Attention contacting Destiny
Zone
servers,
A
which
lost.
means that we probably have
Pack
some
is hunting
disconnections
you.
in here.
Stand
No,
strong.
I'm kidding. Damn, already a lockdown? Don't care. Doesn't count to their points. Oh my gourds.
Let the wolves rest. The hunt is over. Opponent claims Zone A. Zone B captured.
That looked painful.
Opponent claimed Zone C. Zone C captured. Zone C captured. 2 zones are yours. Zone B lost.
Now we're gonna start the shenanigans, huh? I love it. Let's rush that doorway, guys. Go for it.
Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours.
They definitely know they have the game.
Zone C lost. You captured Zone A. You have the advantage. Press on.
2, 1.
That's 2.
Yep. Give it a couple seconds for their ghosts to res. And then run off. Touch on. Ah, jeez. Jotun. Guns like Jotun are really cool because
Zone
you can
B
do
lost.
some really wacky things with them, and it's hard to detect. Let's see.
Good counter. Now hit them again.
So. There's a dude over here somewhere. That way.
You captured Zone B. Zone advantage is yours.
Yep, they're all at A.
Zone A lost. A greater lead for your opponents. You must do something to catch them.
Well, how about this? How about disconnecting me from the people that are that I'm currently, peer-to-peer with? That was bizarre. Yeah, well.
5 minutes remain. Zone B lost. The wolf's howl will be the last thing you hear.
Using a crimson.
The howls are quiet. Return to the fight. You captured Zone B. Opponent claimed Zone A. Opponent claimed Zone C.
Took a little piece of them. Not enough, though. Hunter grenades aren't meant for that. Trust me, if hunter grenades have strength to kill that warlock or titan grenades do, there'd be so much fucking screaming in the chats. Fucking really.
Zone A captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone B lost. 3 minutes left. Zone C captured. 2 zones are yours. Good counter. Now hit them again. There's always a way forward. Keep fighting. You captured Zone B. They hear the howls and know fear. Let the wolves rest. The hunt is over. Opponent claims Zone C. You captured Zone A.
Damn it. Bastion. Oh, that's that fusion rifle. It's a Jotun is a fantastic weapon to use if you're lighter like a Warlock or a Titan. It's a bit more on the stubby side for hunters because you have to deal with the fact that you're constantly in motion when you're jumping. You don't really get the flinch that a lot of other
You will endure.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take a break. I'm back. '87 and '83. Huh. You know what?
Iron Banner.
No, you can't reset your artifact. All that does is reset these perks. It doesn't change the artifact level. That guy didn't level an artifact, which means that he had to. That means he started with a brand new character.
Delay no longer. Glory is yours today.
Makes no sense. I thought this was a Valor matching anyway. Why do you say glory?
Opponent claimed Zone C. You
I'm gonna
captured
say
Zone A.
Outside. Ledge. What do you think?
The lead is yours. Zone A lost.
Kill stuff. So
Opponent claimed Zone B. The wolf's howl may be the last thing you hear. 2 down. You've lost the lead.
got me. You know what? I'm gonna go with Arc Strider. Punchies are better. Because at least then I get a charged melee up in the front.
Let the wolves rest. The hunt is over.
We'll run with that for a while. I need to tool my character a bit more. Come on.
Opponent claimed Zone A.
I don't want Marksman's dodge. I want Gambler's dodge. Okay, we got it. Okay.
Zone C captured.
All right. Let's see.
Opponent claimed Zone B.
Wow, where did it come from?
Zone A captured. You have the advantage. Press on.
Oh, God. You know, if only the grenades were worth it.
Zone C lost.
Let's see if the flux grenade does it. These guys in a fire team? Way too coordinated. Meg, Gem, F8, Fate. Meg, Gem, Fate, Job.
And like that, their lead grows.
There's... Most of those guys are on my team. So we should have a much better... Meg, Gem, Job, and Fate. Fate Chromo is the only guy on the opposite team that's in my league. So... I should be getting better connection. Because I'm actually here with people on my fire teams.
2 down.
Why do I never get a lot to really work together?
Zone C captured. Zone
the opponents,
advantage
like,
is
they're
yours.
not... Either most of those guys are actually on headset giving call-outs, or
Zone A lost.
they're really just that more coordinated. It just seems like everybody on my team is off running around on their own thing, and I'm trying to work with these guys, do crossfire supports and all that. It's like, they don't get anything. They're not really doing any of that. They're just going themselves. Maybe I should go with Knucklehead.
5 minutes remain. That shut them down.
Wow. Double tap. Because this is what I would do.
Like the hunters of old.
Yeah, see, Big Chrono's part of my, he completely destroyed me. So I don't know, maybe Fake
3
Chrono is
minutes
the guy
left.
that's, you know, jerking around. I can get past this. What was it? What the hell? Thanks, dude. Good save. Behind you, behind you.
That shut them down.
Yep, see, there's my connection now. See, that's way too much shenanigans. There should just be a dedicated server for Crucible. I would even pay a subscription for that. I hate to
Zone
say
A
it, but I
captured.
would.
Zone advantage is yours. Zone C lost.
Maybe I'm overthinking it too much.
You will endure.
Always. We'll just play the probabilities. Let's see what progress looks like here. Oh, now we're in the 90s. That's decent. Huh? Whatever. So let's see. While crouched. I'm just not really feeling it. You know? it's better to have a reload. Outlaw and rangefinder. It's better pulse rifles, though. Yeah, way better. Let's get a targeting adjuster on this helmet. Or an ammo finder. Sorry. This is a reloader. Wait, I thought this is targeting. Yeah, there's targeting right there. Scatter projectile targeting. Let's go for grenade. Well, in precision. Hand cannons, slug shotguns. Let's see if that does any good. Ooh, I get one more point. We want... Yeah. I guess I could have doubled down on this. That would have been kind of fun. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. That's weird. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. So far, Frosties are doing okay for me. This is masterworked. Should probably masterwork this too. We'll see. Oh. Now I should check my messages, see if anyone's contacted me. Not yet. EDZ Dead Cliffs.
Iron Banner.
Goody.
Let a new chapter commence.
I wish hunters had the option to have their scars. The one we got from testing towards the end.
Opponent claimed Zone C. You captured Zone A. That's two. Opponent claimed Zone B. You captured Zone B. Zone advantage is yours. Zone B lost.
Theirs. We should have the numbers. But that's okay. He's definitely not doing anything nice. That's sad.
Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone A lost. Zone C
Nice.
captured. Zone
strategy.
advantage is yours.
Good strategy. Let's see how that works.
Zone B lost. Zone A captured. 2 zones are yours.
Sorry. I'm drinking like this really cool sparkling water juice shit. Yep, flawless.
The
Camping
lead
that
is
heavy.
yours.
It works for him. Excuse me. Damn it.
Zone B captured. Ah, yes. The hunt is on.
Jesus. That was some intense gas.
5 minutes remain. The howls are quiet. Return to the fight. Opponent claimed Zone A. Zone B captured.
Nice to see you again. Whatever.
Opponent claimed Zone C. Zone B lost. You're being hunted. Don't let your guard down.
When you're hunted, you stand there. Spray the heal.
Opponent took the lead. Let
they
the
did.
wolves rest. The hunt is over. You captured Zone C. Opponent claimed Zone A. Zone B captured. 2 zones are yours. Zone C lost. In the Dark Age, we called this fun. Zone A captured. You have the advantage. Press on. Zone B lost. Three minutes left. Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone A lost. Zone C lost. You're being hunted. Don't let your guard down. The hunt has ended. Zone A captured. Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours. Opponent claimed Zone B. Zone A lost. You captured Zone B. You have the advantage. Press on. Zone C lost. Zone A captured. Zone advantage is yours.
Wait, is he running around with hammers in his hand?
Zone B lost.
Who the fuck was doing Firestorm? I gotta watch this video.
Hard fought, but no victory today. Their small lead has become something more.
99%.
Don't let them continue.
Typical. I'm out of here. Well, thanks for watching Spinfoil TV. I'll catch you all later.